One of the biggest detriments to greatness is expectations.
I do understand what you're saying about expectations.
Look at the Cowboys when they had no expectations versus when they had expectations to start the season, guys.
And they have not met expectations in the playoffs.
Now, all of a sudden, they have nothing to play for. They can throw caution to the wind. Oh, they're winning. I'm glad the way he kept the team together. The leadership. Where was the leadership in the first 10 games? There was none. If you thought so highly of him, why did you give him a contract extension?
Without knowing who you're going to replace him with, I think you bring him back.
And what has he done to make you think now he's the guy to lead us into the future? I'm confused.
When you have Dak, Micah Parsons, CeeDee Lamb playing with a bum shoulder, all coming to back Mike McCarthy, I think that speaks volumes for what they have going.
How about them Cowboys?
Angry Cowboys fans, are you down to ride? Drop a like on the video, go ahead and subscribe.
What's going on, Cowboys Nation and Angry Cowboys fans around the world? Y'all know who it is. It's your man, the Angry Cowboys Fan. And even though our Dallas Cowboys won't be making it to the NFL playoffs this year, the 3 and 4 letter networks have to find some way to talk about our Dallas Cowboys. What better way than to talk about Jerry Jones and the situation with Mike McCarthy and if he will remain the Dallas Cowboys head coach for the 2025 season. They went into the history of the Dallas Cowboy coaches from the 90s up until now. So we're going to take a listen to the 3 clips that I got for y'all, and y'all know what we're going to do. We're going to come back and unpack this raw and uncut. So, Angry Cowboys fans, let's go ahead and take a listen to the first clip from First Take.
Jerry is the issue. It ain't Mike McCarthy. It is Jerry. And whoever comes into that, whether it's Ben Johnson, Mike Vrabel, you name it, whoever comes down there is going to have to take second seat. And I think it's Matt LaFleur does not take second seat, right? That's the issue. Correct. Is when they gave him the responsibility, it's your offense, it's your pieces, it's your parts, and you know the GM Brian, they work together. The issue with that is Jerry's got to be on board with that.
Jeff Saturday is absolutely correct, Cowboys Nation. No matter who comes to be the Dallas Cowboys head coach, you have to be able to put up with the antics of Jerry Jones and his meddling. Jerry Jones doesn't know how to be the owner that no one sees, but gets that job done. He has to be the one that makes everything go with the Dallas Cowboys. He has to be the one that talks to the media first. He has to be the one that the players come to. He has to be the one that is the ultimate voice in the Dallas Cowboys organization. That will continue to be the issue as to why our Dallas Cowboys don't make it to an NFC championship or to a Super Bowl. I've said it before and I'll say it again. No matter what head coach or quarterback you bring to the Dallas Cowboys, you will have the same results as Mike McCarthy, Tony Romo, and Dak Prescott was able to give Cowboys Nation. Divisional and done. But jumping into the second clip that I got for you, Shannon Sharpe gives his perspective on what is happening with the Dallas Cowboys and what the issue could be. So let's take a listen to that and come back and talk about it. Roll the clip.
After the game, Jerry talks before the head coach.
Yep.
And see, I believe in order for you to be a thriving, functioning organization, there needs to be one voice emanating from said building. That is the voice of the head coach. And that is not the way it operates. There's only one time that it's operated like that. And if you go back, Jimmy Johnson was the lone voice. And you hear Troy, you hear Emmett, and you hear all those guys say the egos would not allow them to thrive and continue on because Jerry wanted what Jimmy had. And that was the voice, that was the pulse of the locker room. And everybody talked about Jimmy. I'm old enough to remember, I was in the league.
That's right.
Stephen A., you were covering the league. Nobody mentioned Jerry Jones. All they talked about was the job that Jimmy had done of assembling this team, and it drove Jerry Jones crazy. That's why he fired him, because he wanted some publicity, because here's the thing. If he brings Coach Belichick in, and they win the Super Bowl, Stephen A., who's going to get the credit?
That's right.
Yeah.
What does Jerry want more than anything? Is to win a Super Bowl, and says, I put everything together.
Cowboys Nation, it is the battle of egos over in the Dallas Cowboys organization. Jerry Jones has the biggest ego in the Dallas Cowboys organization. Shoot, he might have the biggest ego in Texas. No one can do a better job than Jerry Jones, even though you have a multitude of GMs and owners across the NFL getting their teams to the playoffs and to the Super Bowl. But no one can do a better job than Jerry Jones, right? But let's go ahead and get into the third clip so we can unwrap this present of this raw and uncut that I got for y'all. Let's go ahead and roll the clip.
When someone says, all I want to do is win, but really what they mean is, all I want to do is win my way.
My way.
That's a massive difference. And that's Jerry. Jerry wants to win his way. Jerry wants to wait to sign Dak to the day the season starts. He wants to wait to sign CD until a week before the season. You don't want to sign unrestricted free agents that would make your team better because you're going to save money, right? You're going to save money. You're going to push things out because our roster is good enough. Your roster is never good. You always are turning over. And when you see the deficiency in your roster, you fix it. And to Shannon's point, if you're throwing the chef the ingredients and then the recipe, what really is he doing? He's just executing what your plan is. It can't be my way. It's got to be the way.
All right, Cowboys Nation, it's time to unwrap this present. Y'all ready for my raw and uncut? Y'all ready? Let's get it. The head coaching position is going to come down to one thing, Cowboys Nation, and that one thing is who is better capable in handling Jerry Jones and his shenanigans. The thought of a legitimate head coach coming to the Dallas Cowboys and being able to do his job to the best of his ability, that's slim to none, Cowboys Nation. Jerry Jones wants to be the first one in front of the cameras, and he wants to be the last one to accept responsibility when the team ends where they are now. He wants to put the blame on everybody else but himself and his son. He wants to put the blame on the running game. He wants to put the blame on route running. He wants to put the blame on blocking punts when it's special team players' job to go out and block punts. Blame everyone on this team, but refuse to look at yourself in the mirror and admit that it might be you who is the reason that this team is mediocre and it continues to come up short for the past 3 decades. Remember, the only constant in these failures over the past 3 decades have been the ownership. Coaches come and go. Players come and go. Quarterbacks have come and gone with nothing to show from it. You can have all the talent in the world, but when your owner is the barrier to your success, there's absolutely nothing that you can do to get over it. And people want to talk about it's a player that can get us over the hump. Our ownership is the hump that we have to get over. This team can have 53 All-Pros on it, but I bet you we wouldn't go anywhere in the playoffs because of our ownership. But do y'all remember the old saying, too many chefs in the kitchen, Cowboys Nation? Too many hands in the pot? The Dallas Cowboys are the prime example of that old saying. Mike McCarthy can't do his job properly without having Jerry Jones on the field talking nonsense to the media, talking about eating squirrel brains and wanting some glory hole, landing his helicopter on the field during practice, needing that spotlight on him as if nobody knows that he is the owner of the Dallas Cowboys. Also, to say that no one can run this team better than him? It's funny how Jerry and Stephen Jones are always crying poverty each and every time that there's a high-profile player that needs to get paid. Every time that there's a high-profile contract that's coming up on the horizon, Jerry and Stephen Jones push that tired-ass narrative to the media that the team is strapped for cash and the salary cap is indigent. If no one can do it like you, Jerry, then tell me why there's other organizations making high-profile acquisitions during free agency as well as paying their top players on the team. They work under the same salary cap as the Dallas Cowboys, but for some reason, the Cowboys are the only team who can't be active in free agency. If no one can do it better than you, Jerry, then tell me why that there's other teams making it to the NFC and AFC championships while the Dallas Cowboys can only get to the divisional round. And I don't want to hear that it's the players on the team because this team has seen a lot of turnover, but at the end of every season, it's the exact same result. So this is the reason why I put the blame on Jerry and Stephen Jones and not the players. I don't give a damn if Jerry and Stephen Jones aren't out there catching passes. They are out there interfering with the day-to-day events that have to do with the players and the coaches. They're calling down, telling the head coaches who to put in the game, who not to dress for the game, not attaining help when it's needed, putting unnecessary pressure on the players and the coaches of this team. So until Jerry and Stephen Jones know their roles, this team is going to continue to come up short, Cowboys Nation. Until Jerry and Stephen Jones can allow the coaches of this team to do their damn job, the Dallas Cowboys will continue to get to the divisional round and get bounced out. A coach cannot be afraid to lose their job because the head coach disciplines one of the owner's favorites. The coach has to be comfortable in a position to be able to do their job at 100%. The more involvement that Jerry and Stephen Jones has, the less power that these coaches have, leading to a conflict in the team's chain of command, leading to more mediocre seasons. But as far as what the talking heads had to say on First Take, I hate to say it, but they're 100% correct, Cowboys Nation. Jerry Jones is the ultimate reason why the Dallas Cowboys are where they are and will ultimately be the reason why we stay where we are. Stephen Jones' conservative approach to free agency is going to be the ultimate reason why the Dallas Cowboys remain average. The fans can blame Dak Prescott and Mike McCarthy or Micah Parsons all they want to. But between 1996 and 2016, none of those players was on the team, but we got the exact same results. But to keep it a buck, Cowboys Nation, the Dallas Cowboys players are comfortable with Mike McCarthy and the continuity of this team. One thing a team needs is consistency, and Mike McCarthy gives that to the Dallas Cowboys. They're demonstrating their passion for their head coach by going out on that field and continuing to win, even though the playoffs are off the table for this team this year. These players are going to bat for him in the media, and he's got the players going to bat for each other. Remember at the beginning of the season when everybody was at odds? He now has them going to bat for each other. Does Big Mike need to be aggressive in his play calling? Yes, but according to NFL.com's power ranking, when it comes to coaches in history, Mike McCarthy ranks number 3, just under Tom Coughlin at number 2 and Bill Belichick at number 1. So be careful what you wish for, Cowboys Nation. You just might get it. This has been your man, the Angry Cowboys Fan. What do you think about what the crew of First Take had to say? What do you feel about my take on Mike McCarthy and the Cowboys ownership? Y'all know what we doing. Let's go ahead and talk about it in the comment section. If you're digging the content and want to help get it out to even more Dallas Cowboys fans, drop a like on this video and share it with whomever you know is a Dallas Cowboys fan. If you are DC for life and want Jerry Jones to move the hell out of the way and allow these coaches to coach, hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell to be notified whenever I go live, release a video, podcast episode, or Madden 25 or College Football 25 gameplay. Here it is, Cowboys Nation, Christmas Eve. Are you having a white Christmas where you are? Because I know I'm having a white Christmas where I am. But make sure you leave some milk and cookies out for good old St. Nick. And as far as Jerry and Stephen Jones, Santa, leave them a big old pile of coal under their tree. But this has been your man, the Angry Cowboys Fan, and I'm out. Dang, Angry Cowboys fan, you done made it through the entire video. But if you want more content, you can definitely go to this video right here. Or if you want the latest episode of the Angry Cowboys Fan podcast, you can go right here. But whatever you do, like, share, and subscribe to the channel, but remain DC for life.